Hello dear students, my name is Shekhawat and I'm the Master Trainer of Coding in TezzDimag. In our last video, we have already learned about basics of block-based coding and little introduction to Scratch. In this video, we are going to understand how block-based coding works and we will also make an animated story on Scratch. So let's start. So this is the website of Scratch. If you want to create a new project, you can simply click on this Create button. And now as you can see, a new project is loading. So now before starting any work, let's understand the basic briefing of this platform so that it will be very easy for you to use. So first of all, we have this blue tab in which you will find multiple options. Under file section, if you want to create a new project, you can also click on this new button. You can save it by clicking on save now. And you can also load a file from your computer and save this project to your computer. Then, if you want to change the name of your project, you can change it from here. I'm giving it a new name, new story. Then you can share this project. And here is an icon, folder icon, in which you will find all of your saved projects here. Okay. Now let's move to the most important section, which is code. Under code, you will find all the blocks that we are going to use to make this animated story or any game on Scratch. So we have multiple sections like motion, looks, sound, events, control, sensing, operators, variables, and my blocks. So every section has multiple blocks. For example, if you want to do functionality of a movement or a motion, then you will find the related block under motion section. Similarly, looks have multiple blocks like if you want to switch the costume of the character, if you want to change the color, background, etc., you can change it from looks. Then we have sound. As the name indicates, you can change or play any sound by using these blocks. Okay, now let's come to the costumes. So costumes are basically used for making the animations. For example, there are two costumes available, right? If I change them, then you can see our sprite, our character is looking like it's moving, right? So basically costumes are used for making the animations. Now you can also design a new costume. You can design a character whatever the way you want it, and you can also redesign the given character. For example, if I want to change the color, size, shape, anything of this given character, I can also do that by using these tools. Now let's go to the next section, which is sounds. As the name indicates, from here we can select any sound to your story or a game. Go to this icon and you can click on choose a sound. You can also upload any sound which is already in your system. You can also record your own voice, and there are some tools through which you can make editings of given sounds. Let's get back to the code section. So we have this workspace in which we will arrange all of our blocks in a puzzle form. Then we have this screen which is called TV screen. Then this green flag is used to start a game or a story, and this red button is used to stop a game or a story. Then we already have a sprite. Sprite is a character. So there is already a selected sprite which is a cat. This sprite is by default selected. Every time you will start a new project, you will see this cat. So in case if you don't want it, you can easily delete it from this icon, right? Okay, so you can change the name of this sprite by clicking here, and X and Y indicates the location coordinates of the given sprite. Then you can also change the size and direction of the sprite. So if we want to select a new sprite, first of all, let's delete this given sprite by clicking on this icon. And now go to this cat icon and click on choose a sprite. So There are so many options already available on Scratch. There are so many sprites available, and you can also search it by clicking on these given categories like animals, people, fantasy, dance, etc. So let's say I'm going to select this dinosaur, and we need another sprite. If you want to relocate this sprite, simply double click on this and you can drag and drop anywhere you want it, like this. Now let's select another sprite. So again, go to choose a sprite, and I will go to animals, and I'm going to select another sprite, which is a butterfly. Now let's select the background for this story. So go to this icon and click on choose a backdrop. Again, you will see multiple options available. So you can select any of the desired backdrop. I'm going to select this desert. Okay. So as we already selected our sprites and backdrop, so now let's move to the coding part. So first of all, we will go to events, because the first part starts with how our story will start. So go to the events, and here you will see the first block, which is when flag clicked. So double tap and drag this block to the workspace and drop it here. You can drop it anywhere in the given space, it doesn't matter. Now, when the flag clicks, so flag is like our start button. So when the flag clicks, what we need to decide, where will be the position of our sprite. So we are clicking on butterfly 2, that means we are doing the coding for butterfly, right? So first of all, let's decide the location or position of this butterfly. For selecting the location of butterfly, go to the motion, and then you will see a block, go to XY. But before selecting the block, let's understand one thing, that first of all, adjust the location on the screen. The reason being, it will automatically update the XY coordinates here, right? So you do not need to enter them manually. After that, go to motion and select that, go to XY block, drag and drop just under when flag is clicked. Remember one thing, whenever a block is not attached to the other block, it will not work, right? So these blocks need to be attached to each other, like this. Now we already decided the location and already selected the block for the same. Then let's move to the next part, which is dialogues, right? We need to put some dialogues to make a story, but before that we will go to dinosaur. This is the coding for butterfly, because we have selected butterfly from here. Now we will go to the dinosaur. Again, the first part is to start the story. For that, we will go to events and select the same block we did selected on butterfly 2 when flag clicked. Then again, we need to set the location of this sprite. So first of all, adjust this on this screen, and then go to motion and select go to XY. Drag and drop it. The next block is for costume, which we will find under look section. You will see a block switch costume to, drag and drop it here under go to XY. Now you will see a drop down menu here, in which you will find all the available costumes for the given sprite. Now the question is where you can see these costumes. So simply go to the costumes section, which is on the side of code section, and here you can see the available costume for the sprite. For example, we have 4 costumes: dinosaur A, B, C and D, and by clicking on these you can also see how this costumes looks like, right? So now we will go back to the code and we will select any costume, whatever the costume you want to, like I'm going to select this dinosaur A. Now we will go to the butterfly. Again we will select the costume which we will find in the look section, switch costume to and click on drop down menu. You will see there are only 2 costumes available, so I will select costume A. Now again we will go to dinosaur. Now let's put some dialogues to the story. Again the dialogues you will find under look section. The first very block, which is say hello for 2 seconds, is used for putting dialogue to a story. So we will select drag and drop it under switch costume to. Now we can edit the dialogue, whatever the phrase we want to put in. We can simply delete the given or written dialogue and we will type our own dialogue. For example, I want to say hello butterfly, and 2 seconds is the time for the dialogue, which again you can edit. Now we will go to the butterfly. Now the first dialogue is for dinosaur, right? So while the dinosaur is speaking or saying something, butterfly has to wait, right? So we need to find the command for wait, which we will find under control section. Go to control and the first block is for wait. Wait 1 second. Drag and drop it under switch costume to. Now the dialogue was for 2 seconds, right? So butterfly has to wait for 2 seconds. So edit it 2 seconds. Now we will put a dialogue for butterfly. So go to the looks. Again the first block, say hello for 2 seconds and drop it under wait command. Again you can edit the dialogue from here. Hello dinosaur or hello dinosaur, right? And 2 seconds. Now again we will go to the dinosaur. So the second dialogue is of butterfly. So while butterfly is speaking, dinosaur has to wait. Again we will go to control and select wait 1 second and change the timing because the dialogue is for 2 seconds. So the dinosaur has to wait for 2 seconds. Now again we will put the another dialogue which we will find under look section. Say hello for 2 seconds. So like this way you can make a conversation between these 2 sprites. What we have to do, we have to select this block say hello for 2 seconds for the dialogues, and we have to select this wait for 2 second block from control section. You will find it in control section, right? So between 2 dialogues there should be a wait command so that the dialogues will not overlap, right? Now let's again put a control, go to control and put a wait command for 2 seconds, and let's also edit this dialogue. How are you? Go to butterfly. Again these 2 blocks which is say hello should not be attached, otherwise dialogues will overlap, right? So we will use a wait command in between. And don't forget to change the timing because the dialogue is for 2 seconds, so wait has to be for 2 seconds. Again looks, say hello, I am good for 2 seconds. So in this way you can make an entire conversation. And now let's do the most interesting part, which is let's see how does it work and how does it look like. So what we will do to start the story, we will click on this flag icon. So I hope you observe that all the dialogues are one by one and they are not overlapping each other, right? So you can see these dialogues on screen. Now, I'm sure that there is one question coming to your mind, which is these dialogues are only written, right? But we cannot, they are not speaking these dialogues. So we also have option for that. For that, you will go to code section, in which lower corner you will see this blue box, which is for extension, add extension. Click on that, and from here we can choose any extension that we want. But for now we want text to speech, because we want our sprites to speak the dialogues, right? So we will click to text to speech. Another extension is added to the code section, which is for speaking the dialogue, right? So we have three blocks here, which is speak hello, set voice to, and set language, right? So first of all, I will go to dinosaur and I will select the speak hello, and we can edit the dialogue from here. Hello butterfly, and then we will select another block, which is set voice to. From here we have these 5 voice tones which we can select. So I'm going to stick with the first one. Then by default given language is already English, so I don't feel like we need to change it. So we will go to butterfly 2, and then we will speak hello dino, and set voice to. Make sure that you select a different voice tone. I will select the second one. Now let's see.
Hello butterfly, hello Dino.
Right, so you can see that they are also speaking the dialogue, right? So this is our story for today. We made an animated story using these blocks and many other functions. This project is already saved. In case if you want to save it, go to file section and click on save now button. Now another important piece of information, please don't forget to log in into Scratch. Make your account in Scratch, because you will find all of your saved projects, right? You can log in using your mail ID. I hope you liked this video and this video is informative for you. So like coding, there are 10 powerful programs for brain and skill development. To know more, be connected with TezzDimag. Thank you for watching.